Welcome back to Boom Shot. I'm Kale. This is Colby. With the recent introduction of Kang into the MCU, there has been a debate among Marvel fans about who is the most powerful villain. In the next two videos, we will be making a tier list breaking down villains in the MCU from top to bottom based on their peak point. Part 1 will cover the likes of Kang, Hela, Ego, Dormammu, and Agatha.
Got some bangers, dude.
Well, in Part 2, we will include Thanos, Killmonger, Taskmaster, and Box of Scraps. So make sure
some more bangers.
Yeah, it really is some more bangers. So stay tuned for that video as well, and let's jump right into it.
Boom. You looking for this?
First up on the list, we have Abomination. And it's been a while. We haven't seen him in a movie since Incredible Hulk, but we will see him in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, versus
Wong, dude.
Wong? I don't know.
That's going to be hype.
So where do you put him on the list? He's a strong hero for sure, but like power-wise.
Yeah, I mean, he got beat by Hulk.
Yeah.
And Hulk, I mean, he's pretty strong. I'd say a solid B, perhaps.
Yeah, I think he's a good B tier. He's got some radiation powers as well, kind of like Hulk does, but he did get beat by Hulk, so I think a good B tier.
Yeah, he's pretty strong. We'll see more about him in like you said.
it might change in Shang-Chi depending on how good he is. So next up we have Agatha Harkness, a recent character from WandaVision actually. So
she's pretty strong, man. I mean, she went toe to toe with Wanda there for a while.
Yeah,
as we know, Wanda's very strong. Went toe to toe with Thanos, really.
Yeah, that's true. So what are you thinking? I'm thinking.
I'd say A.
Yeah, I think she's a good A tier.
Yeah, I mean, I think she could take Abomination if she got in his head or whatever.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, I mean, she's just got a whole different power.
Different skill set.
Yeah, Abomination wouldn't even touch her. You know, so I think.
But if he did, then
it would be game over. But still, next up we have Aldrich Killian. Iron Man 3. He's underrated in my opinion. I think he's got regeneration powers, heat powers. I mean, some superhuman abilities.
Strong. Yeah.
I think he's pretty strong comparatively.
I mean, do you think he could beat Abomination though?
No, he couldn't beat Abomination. He got beat by Iron Man, so I'm thinking we put him B, but behind Abomination. You think? I think that's good. Yeah. I think that's a good place to put him. So, well, hold up. Yeah, maybe C? I don't know.
C or B? We can look at it later.
Yeah, we'll look at it in a minute. All right, so next up we have Zemo.
If this was based on like their storyline and how well they succeeded, he'd be S tier.
Zemo is actually one of the, I think, two villains really to succeed in the MCU. What he said he wanted to do was split up the Avengers. I mean, maybe he got beat while doing it, but he still did it. So, but I mean, in terms of strength,
he's pretty good for like a normal human, I guess.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any powers, and amongst all of these other villains that we see right here, I mean, he's just a guy. So. He's a D tier in my opinion.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Corvus Glaive. We never really got a deep dive into what his powers were. He's just some weird dude with a glaive.
I don't think he's as strong as the Ebony Maw of the Black Order.
Definitely not. Or Cull Obsidian.
But I think he's a solid B, perhaps.
Yeah, he's a good B tier. We'll put him above Killian. All right. So next up, we have Crossbones.
Pretty strong, resilient. After he got smashed by a building.
Yeah, whole helicarrier smashed into him, dude. I think he's better than Zemo for sure. So I think we put him.
Zemo.
But he's still just a regular dude. He hasn't been confirmed to have any powers. Cap literally smoked his butt in Civil War. So other than the whole Bucky thing, but still, Cull Obsidian. He's kind of along the lines of Abomination to me.
Yeah. I'd say. You think he could take Abomination though? I think he could.
I think he could take Abomination. I think we put him above Abomination.
I mean, there's a reason he's on the Black Order.
Yeah, but we never really did see Hulk versus Cull Obsidian. We did see Hulk versus Thanos, and Hulk got his butt handed to him. So I do think he could take Abomination pretty handily, though. Ooh, the Destroyer, dude.
And now it's been a while since I've seen that movie or him, but I remember him being strong.
Oh, he was insane. He's made out of the same metal that Thor's hammer is made out of, I'm pretty sure. So
that's enough to get at least a B.
Oh yeah, definitely a B tier.
A high B.
Above Cull Obsidian. He would destroy Cull Obsidian. I'm sorry.
It's in the name, dude.
Oh my bad. Okay, so there we go. Dormammu.
This has got to be our first S tier.
World Destroyer, Lord of Darkness is what he's called in the comic. Yeah, he's our first S tier. We don't really know much about his powers other than what we know comically about him. But yeah, he's an automatic S tier. Not much to talk about.
His only weakness that we know of so far is the time loop.
Yeah, that is true.
The only thing that could take him down, and not even take him
well,
down.
he was outside of the time loop because he recognized that Strange was doing it, but still he couldn't stop it. So
he's pretty strong, yeah.
Oh, Ebony Maw. I like the Maw. I like the Maw. He's pretty powerful. His power set's really weird, like matter manipulation.
And he was going toe to toe with Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
So I'd say easy A tier. Probably could take Agatha.
Yeah, I think he could beat Agatha too.
And they kind of have similar skill sets.
The only reason he died is because the kid's seen more movies. I mean, that's really the only reason why. So, Ego the Living Planet.
Kind of similar to Dormammu in that they're just like larger than life.
Yeah.
Kind of
existential beings.
Yeah, right. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, I think but you think he could beat Dormammu?
I mean, we haven't seen as much of Dormammu as we have Ego.
That is true, but from the comics, we know Dormammu can literally consume, he can consume reality. So, I'm sorry, Ego.
Sorry, Ego.
You go back there. I'm sorry. Love you, Kurt Russell, but I'm sorry. So we have Ghost.
Pretty good.
I mean, her powers were basically came from her dying. So, her cells were splitting apart every time she used her powers. So, I don't know. I think she's a good B tier. Like, her phase shift is kind of similar to Vision, what he had before, of course.
And you think she's better than Killian?
Yeah, I think she would
not
be
as good as Glaive.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Because his glaive stopped Vision from phase shifting, so
his glaive's very powerful.
We have to assume that it could do the same thing to her if it's based on the same principles.
Yeah.
All right, Hela, the goddess of death. They didn't really. The Revengers didn't beat her. Hulk, Thor, and Valkyrie did not beat her.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It took Surtur, and we really don't even know if she's dead because she can survive in space. So.
She caught Thor's hammer and just destroyed it.
Oh yeah,
shattered it into pieces.
And, cut Thor's eye out. If Thor hadn't figured out he wasn't the god of hammers, but she would have won easy. I think she's an easy S tier.
Definitely S tier.
In Asgard, but her powers are better in Asgard than they are anywhere else. So I guess if she was fighting Ego, she would lose because she would be on his ground, so she doesn't have the same power. D tier, dude. We don't have to talk about him. D tier. Honestly, Zemo would beat him, dude.
Well, the earlier movies, the stakes weren't as high at that time, so the villains didn't have to be as powerful.
And really, he was just he wouldn't be anything without Hammer Tech, really. So we didn't include Hammer. So, but in all honesty, he wouldn't have had all the drones or the same tech without Hammer. So
you think Zemo could take him? Probably.
I do think Zemo could take him.
Zemo's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and Zemo Zemo is a Baron, so he does have authority, kind of similar to what he had.
Yeah, that's true.
Caecilius.
I think he matches up with our current A tiers.
I think he does well. This is.
I don't think he's as good as Ebony Maw.
Ebony Maw's powers. He's just got such a different power set. In all honesty, that like matter manipulation almost. It's not even magic.
When I think of Ebony Maw, I think of Doctor Strange. When I think of Doctor Strange, I think top of the line.
Yeah, that is true. But definitely not. Could Ebony Maw really compete with any of these people?
Nah.
So that just shows you that.
What sets Ebony Maw and Doctor Strange apart is at Strange's peak, he had the Time Stone.
That is true. Huge. Yeah, that is a big difference. So our first video only went up to Kang, and Kang is our last.
He's the
last villain.
Do you need an explanation for this?
No, Kang, automatic S tier above Dormammu. Now listen to us, okay? I understand what you're thinking, but Kang really is in control of all the timelines, right? So Dormammu, Ego, Hela, they're all a puppet in Kang's game. But I guess in a fair fight, Kang. No, but would he really lose?
We don't know too much about him right now.
Yeah, based on the comics, he's got an interesting power set.
And the Kang we've seen might not be Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, definitely not.
But that Kang, either way, what he controls and has power over is basically everybody else.
Yeah, he can rewrite Dormammu if he wants to rewrite Dormammu. So you know what I'm saying? So he's an S tier just based off what we know right now. And I don't think we can justify putting him below any of these.
In our next video, we'll see how he
stacks up against Thanos in a fair fight.
That's the big question here.
Yeah. We were only going to go up to up to Kang as a preview. In the next video, we'll cover Killmonger through Yon
Rog, yeah.
Yeah.
Included in the next video, Box of Scraps himself.
And Box of Scraps! Yeah, we have Loki, Malekith, could be a potential dark horse, Mysterio, and the big boy Thanos, and my all-time favorite, Ultron.
That's true. There's some big names in there. Taskmaster from the recent movie, Black Widow.
Ronan. We do got a stacked lineup for the next video, and we'll see y'all next time.